Hello, everybody, and very warm welcome to Ask the Accountant, Pitstop podcast at the Accountex 2026. This is our Pitstop podcast. It's our final one of day two. So if you're watching this one, don't forget to go back to either day one or day two of all the content. We have some great content coming your way. And don't forget our grid walk as well, where we take you behind the scenes of what happened in the world of Accountex. Now, we've got a cool friend here that we're going to go and talk to. My first question I ask every single person who's ever been in that seat: who are you? Why are you here?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me. My name is Jon Goodwin. I'm the founder of Stratavor, which is a strategic intelligence platform. What it looks to do is help SMEs to get done for you analytics, ultimately. So, finance teams don't have time to be rummaging around making reports and finding these, cost-saving initiatives and growth initiatives. And I've tried to create a product that, sells what I do and save the sort of key problems that are within the industry. So.
Yeah, and what I love about it is because I've had the opportunity to kind of have a chat with you beforehand and everything else over Zoom or Teams, what it was. Yeah. What I found really, really reassuring listening to you was you were picking out the pain points that you had already seen in practices like mine, right?
100%, yeah.
And it was like that. We want to do more for our clients. We want to be able to do this, and we need to have good data. You were just, I think it's because you've been there, done that, got the T-shirt, and you're building a product to basically that you wish you had, right, when you were doing it.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I've kind of consulted for hundreds of companies, and one thing that I've learned is that I always say 1 + 1 is 2 wherever you go, right? Lack of knowledge within companies is actually a strength, because I think you start to realize that the patterns are there. Every company's facing the same issues with time and understanding of their customer base and reporting specifically. And, I think having lived it and seen it, it's easy to then go, okay, I think I can solve this for you, right? The key part for me is to be able to try to ask people what they need as opposed to telling them what they need. And I think a lot of reporting these days is very much, this is what I think you should see, as opposed to asking them, what do you want to see, right? And there's a nuance between the two in terms of what should you be showing them. But I think asking the question in terms of what are your pain points is something that a lot of analysts miss. And I think that's what we're trying to solve, essentially.
I love it. And, it's in early development at the moment, isn't it? When did it actually come live?
Yeah, so it went live last month. So it's a 12-month anniversary from the idea, the incubator tomorrow, which is great. It's been a bit of a roller coaster of 12 months, but not without its challenges. But also, it's been exciting as well. I set out with the idea of trying to get myself in a product. Whether or not I should be doing that or not is another story entirely. But I went through these engagements from consulting and realized this is the same thing that I'm doing. Whether I'm pulling information from Sage or QuickBooks or Xero, it's the same pattern that's happening. People have margins that they want to increase. They have costs, they have revenue, and they're just selling a different piece. And the context is where the accountants and the finance teams they then take that for themselves, right?
And what I like as well is you're standardizing that whole process, right? Because QuickBooks, Xero, Sage, they all have reporting tools, and they all have AI's being created into now to try and find things. They're all trying to go down a route of improving their reporter and the data.
Yeah.
But that means you've got to learn each of those nuances for each of those different softwares, and then you've got to, and to scale that becomes a right problem, right?
100%.
For you, like the solution you're doing is you learn that one solution, and you can replicate it across your whole client base, right?
100%. And I think the key for me is, obviously we're AI enhanced. I like to use that term as opposed to AI powered. I feel like AI powered leans into, AI is driving the whole business, when that's not necessarily true, and I don't think it should be true. But what we've tried to do is build a canonical engine in the background that takes that raw data and puts it into the same format regardless of what platform you're using, essentially. So then that can be used as your base to then go and create the reports, as opposed to having to run the analysis every time. You build up this structure where the data, almost like a gold schema, not to get too much into data terminology, but you build the data set that you want to report from. So.
Nice. So have you been to an Accountex before?
I haven't. This is my first one. This is
okay, so great. This question is going to be perfect for you. What did you feel about, what's your first impression of the event? have you been to any sort of like conference or anything?
Yeah, I was actually at Suite Connect earlier in the year.
Oh, yeah.
I spent a lot of time administering NetSuite's implementation and reporting from NetSuite as well, which is obviously is an ERP system. It's slightly more medium enterprise than it is SMEs, but we're focusing primarily on SMEs. Although who knows down the line. But one thing I've noticed about it is just the openness of everyone to really be trading, referrals and what they're doing, and openness to partnerships and working together. I've rightly or wrongly come to the thought process that finance is very closed off, but being here over the last couple of days, it's been really refreshing to sort of be able to meet people and hear how open they are to collaboration and just telling their stories, really. So it's been really fun.
And I think that's the difference in our industry at the moment. We are so much more open than we've ever been.
I think so, for sure. Yeah,
100%. It's competition over, collaboration over competition, right? Like that's elevated by events like this, right?
Yeah, I mean, one thing I've been talking to quite a few people, because I've seen a couple of sort of competitors out there, or what you would call competitors, but I think if you look at the market, there's so many businesses out there that aren't even using like levels of reporting and don't have any lens on their business. And I think if you were to think that there's too many solutions, then you'd be wildly off. I mean, even just in the UK alone, let alone other markets, it's such an underserved segment in terms of giving insight into how a business is performing, and both financially, but then also from a wider strategic lens as well. So you shouldn't be scared of the competition. I think it just raises the bar for everyone, right?
Exactly. What's been your highlight of Accountex 2026?
I mean, apart from all of the free merch that you get everywhere, I'm kind of...
Did you do any of the after parties? Or?
I actually went to the O2 yesterday to see Rufus.
Nice,
yeah, that was very, very cool. Yeah,
that's
it was very cool. It was very good. I only saw that they were on, and I was like, you know what, when in Rome, head over. So that was very good.
With the cable cars?
No, I'm absolutely petrified of heights, so I wouldn't be doing that. But no, it's been really, really good. I'm happy that everything's under the one roof. It's been really cool to see. Because obviously we connect to a lot of these, Xero and QuickBooks and various other bits and pieces, but to be able to have them all here, and a lot of the CFO centers are here as well, and quite a few people that I've spoken to over the last 12 months are all in the same room, which is an incredible thing to be able to have. If you try to orchestrate
talk to them and actually get...
For sure, yeah. And I mean, I always say that there's a different level of conversation that happens in person as opposed to on Teams or Zoom or anything like that. You get different things done when you're in front of someone.
Yeah, 100%. And it's even perfect for you now because you've got the FD section, right?
100%.
So you've got both of those.
It's like all my Christmases have come at once here. I was saying to someone there, I think my ambition should be to have a stall here next year. So that's I'm going to manifest a stall. Maybe not one of the big ones, but
with the startup zone. Have you seen startup zone? That could be a good.
No, I haven't actually seen that.
Yeah, the startup zone just over there, so it's encouraging. People to have their first stand,
I will swing by that on the way out, I'd say. Yeah,
definitely have a look. How do you take action from an event like this? What's your top tips?
So I've just got a near-field communication business card that I'm going around and tapping on everyone. It's linked to my LinkedIn and it's got my contact details. Yesterday evening, before I headed out for dinner, I pinged off a connection request for the people that I didn't have and stuff like that. And I think the one key for me here is that you should then follow those up and actually have a detailed conversation, because everyone's so busy here talking to everyone, and they've got a job to do to network, so you can't take too much of their time. But I think the key is to strike the relationship up, meet them here, and then take that offline, and then nurture that and grow it afterwards, and see what you can do for each other.
I love that. And having that tech just to make it quicker and easier.
It's unbelievable. And I mean, I think the days of typing someone's name into something,
business cards are still a thing, right? And it's just, you get the business card, great, and then
it ends up in the bin or on the floor, or
exactly, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And you want to take action from it.
Yeah, 100%. I think the one thing that's really cool, not to plug the tool that I have, but it links directly into my HubSpot CRM as well.
Oh,
so
really?
It creates a contact immediately there. So I think the key, we talk about automation all over the place here. The key really about automation is doing the things that you would otherwise forget. I think that's what people kind of miss in a lot of this. It's not always about saving time. It's about, I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah,
or I would have lost out on that. Yeah, for sure, 100%.
Yeah, 100%. What do you love most about this industry then? Because you seem passionate about it. You seem like you've got you've got this goal in mind that you want to fix, you want to help, you want to, ultimately, make better. But what is it about the industry that you love so much?
So it's interesting because I'm not in finance, right? But I end up getting pulled into finance all of the time, primarily because data, it starts with the numbers, right? And you can't get away from the fact that they're both synonymous. So for me, solving problems is what drives me on. Specifically, I always say if you need to do something more than once, you should automate it, right? And this is a level of automation that's trying to solve something that people shouldn't really be doing. I mean, if you look at management reporting and management accounts, the amount of time that it takes every month to pull those together, and it's such a manual process for something that is the same ultimately in terms of structure and input. And what I find is crazy is that the finance teams don't get time to actually do probably what they're being paid for in terms of give you insight into what does it mean and what should we do now. Because if you spend 2 weeks pulling together a PowerPoint and spreadsheets knocking around here and there and exports and what have you, how much time are you actually spending going, what am I going to say? What am I going to recommend based off of this? And it's just about getting the report to whoever it needs to be without actually into the context. So what I'm trying to do and what I like to do is when you can see that the solution you're giving is giving time back to people to be able to do what they love. And I think that's what we should be doing in terms of AI. It's like, there's professionals shouldn't be scared of AI, should be leveraging it to the point where you can then do what you're being paid to do, as opposed to the stuff that you probably don't want to do on a day-to-day basis. So, I mean, like I said, I'm happy to know that I'm not in finance and happy to stay in my lane and work with the finance industry to be able to, prop them up and solve the problems that they don't want to be solving for themselves or doing manually, so.
And do you think that's what you'd most want to change as well? Because that's always the next question we say. Like, that's what you love about the industry, but what is it that you'd want to change the most? Is it trying to get that awareness up, or what do you think?
I mean, everyone's chasing fatter margins, and more revenue and stuff like that. But I think there's an intelligent way to actually look around. What should you be looking at, right? I mean, there's obviously the standard numbers, but I think if you actually have a conversation around what the business's goals are, then you can tailor the reporting and the insights to actually what they're trying to achieve. So I think throughout my whole career, if I've been able to offer some sort of insight, I think insight's a really, really good word to use. It's kind of, reporting kind of goes so far where it's kind of a bit flat and it doesn't really tell you the so what and what now, which is the phrase that pays for me currently. But if I can allow for people to have better insight into how their business is actually performing and what to do about it, I think that's hugely rewarding.
Love that. If I was to give you a time machine and you were able to go back 12 months or 2 years, whatever it's going to be.
Please don't.
And you had one piece of gadget, equipment, software, app, whatever it is, right, that you're using today and you wish you could have known about it sooner, what would that be? It could be a fitness gadget, it could be a kitchen utensil. It doesn't have to be account related or business related, but is there anything you can think of that you wish you could push back?
I mean, outside of the obvious AI that is, just streamlining everything for everyone. I suppose I've already plugged the business card piece there, and I think it's particularly at an event like this, it's an unbelievable thing that is just, linked into my CRM and just made it just easier to have the conversation with people. Yeah. So probably that.
Like you said before, it's enabling you to actually do something that you probably would have forgotten about, right?
Yeah, and I think in a nice way, that business card is very, very similar to, I don't want to do that all manually. I could do it, and I probably forget it. And if you look at what we're trying to do at Stratavor, there's synergies there in terms of like take away the stuff that you don't want to do or will forget.
I like that a lot. And if you'd had brought it back 12 months, you'd have 12 months more of data, right?
And my CRM would probably be a lot more healthier than it is today. Exactly. For me sitting there bundling names into it manually,
I definitely see that. You've already said that you want to try and put AI in a different spin. What's the end goal for you with the software and AI and integration and everything? Because you've launched basically version 1 of the software now.
Yep.
What's that long-term goal? Or where do you think that's going to go in terms of what functionality or what kind of benefits people are going to have with AI in your product?
So I've quite an interesting approach on this in terms of I was speaking to some of the AI-powered tools out here, and I think it's an I understand why you'd use that phrasing, but I think AI enhancement or AI supported is probably a better approach. And I've always been conscious that AI is moving at a rate that will create various different automations. I mean, you can create PowerPoint presentations from clicks of a button right now, but it's about repeatability for me, and it's also about the context and having it in the same form. So what I've tried to do is try to figure out how does Stratavor become a moat, right? how does our product go, okay, this is only going to get better over time? So what I've tried to do is make it self-learning so that the more you use it, the better it becomes in terms of understanding the context of your business, right? So the one thing for me, I find it with some of the tools that are out there at the moment, it's you're building the context every time you start up a new chat, and it doesn't have that historical understanding of kind of what you were doing or what you actually care about, right? So I think the key is to leverage AI as much as you can, but not rely on it, if that makes sense. So I like to look at it as the final mile and lean into the language model, which is what it is, to do the linguistics for us. So, all of the analytics should be done in a deterministic way. Gross profit calculations do not change. It's the same, and you shouldn't be asking AI to do that. But I think you should be leveraging it where it is good and being able to come up with, a conversion of the patterns that are happening, but in a plain English way. So, yeah, that's what we're looking to do. Almost become a strategic intelligence tool for the business. So it starts at reporting, but we really want to get to the point where it's your hub that you can go in and ask a question, and it just tells you, okay, this is what you should be worried about. And maybe to the point, aspirationally, you don't even need to go into the software, and it's telling you this is happening, and you need to care about this now.
Here's an indicator, and and you're not succeeding, blah blah.
Here's your brief, essentially.
But do you think though, because I completely get that whole idea of that, and I think you're right. I think at the moment we've got to use the right tool for the right job and everything else. Do you think is that something you think though over time the limitations will go away, or do you think it's always going to be the case that you don't, you should never be using it for that? Like you were saying, like you shouldn't be using AI to calculate gross profit. Completely agree. Absolutely right. But is that just a limitation for now, or do you think that's going to be forever?
I think if you were to look back 12 months, like you were saying, and if you were to tell people that AI could be doing the things that it's doing now, like with MCPs and agents and stuff, they wouldn't believe you, or they wouldn't be able to get their head around that being a concept. And I think for me, obviously everyone's wary of them, their slice or their patch being taken over or being automated. And I think the key is to just move with it. So to answer your question, I think anything's possible at this stage. I mean, why would you bet against anything, right? I mean, you've got the biggest companies in the world like Intel and Nvidia, kind of chopping and changing in terms of their stock price because of this one thing, because all of a sudden tomorrow something new's come out and nobody saw it coming. So I think for me, it's not about being scared, it's about seeing how quickly can you change. And one of the beauties of being so new to the market is being able to pivot so quickly, I think. And I mean, over the last 12 months, we've probably pivoted more times than I care to remember, but in a way that because we're so agile, we can actually adapt to leveraging the solutions as opposed to thinking it's going to take over. I think so.
Finding those pain points and solving them, right?
100%. And a lot of what I'm finding is that there's a strong trust element, specifically in finance, but everywhere around AI. And I think if you can be the trusted partner and leverage the same tools that everyone else is, that's really the key ultimately. So people will, and businesses will want to know that they can rely on you as opposed to relying on a tool, right? So as much as we try to automate stuff, there is still that human element that is there, and that will always be there because people run businesses ultimately, for now, anyway.
Amazing. All right, now we're up to our game part of the day.
Oh, very good.
So, there's going to be definitely aspects of this that you may or may not know. You're not fully into the industry, right? So you're learning your way as you go along.
I am, yep.
But basically what we do is every time we have a Cool Friends episode, so this is a Pitstop podcast, but when we do a Cool Friends, we get them a top trump card. It's not just people, there's actual other parts of it as well. So you might want to ask, is it a person? Could be a good question. But basically I've got 5 cards in front of me.
Okay.
You've got unlimited questions, but I'm only allowed to say yes or no.
Okay.
And you've got to try and guess what these 5 cards in front of me are, right? So good things to do is ask if it's male, female. Are they associated with a particular brand, stuff like that? That's normally kind of the ones.
A bit like Guess Who, is it?
Yeah, Guess Who's exactly.
Okay.
What I'm going for.
Show my age a little bit there. But.
Any point you're allowed to skip, but a skip is a 1-minute penalty.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
You
that's
ready?
fine. That's not.
You're allowed to ask me any silly little question. 3, 2, 1. Ask away.
Are they represented at Accountex?
Yes.
Is it a company?
No.
So it's a person?
Yes.
Are they male?
Yes.
Are they C-suite?
No.
Are they a influencer or podcast?
Yeah.
Yes. Is it you?
Yes. It's not easy.
I suppose I can't go through the same pattern, can I?
Yeah.
That's the way an analyst works. If something worked the first time, you do it again. Are they here at Accountex?
They are definitely at Accountex, but it's at the right word.
Are they Accountex?
They are Accountex.
There we go. This is good. I like this.
Thanks.
Again, are they represented at Accountex?
Yes.
Yes. Are they a major service provider?
No.
No. Do they work in reporting?
No.
No. Are they a food supplier? No. I mean, there's a lot of them here.
They are there.
Is it the podcast?
Yes.
There we go.
Now you got 2 hard ones, so we'll see how you go on this.
Yeah, I'm surprised
to.
I got this far, to be honest. But
You
there
might
we go.
have to pass, but we'll see how you go.
Are they Accountex?
Yes.
Is it someone I'll know?
I would hope so, but I don't know if you do. Or not.
Maybe not. So is it a C-suite exec?
No.
Is it an influencer?
No. Well, he definitely influences the industry, but he wouldn't class himself as an
Okay.
influencer.
Is it a male on that
Yeah,
basis?
yeah.
I think you gave that one to me, so I don't think I'm going to get it. But
Do you want to pass?
yes, I'll pass it.
Chris Downing?
No.
No. I don't think you'll know this one either.
So I just say pass? Is that easy to do? Pass.
Ariana.
No.
Okay, so you had 2 minutes 40 with 2 penalties. That's 4 minutes 40.
I was doing well until the passes.
That's going to get you in the top 15.
Oh, there you go. That's not bad. That's not bad from a non-finance professional.
There's like 30 odd things.
There we go. That's not bad. I'll take it. I thought I was going to do a lot worse anyway. Let's put it that way. So.
Smashed it. Right, that camera, whichever camera works for you. Plug and plug away.
Yeah, I mean, I'll keep it simple. I mean, we're a strategic intelligence platform. You can find us at stratavor.com, or you can send me a message or a connection request on LinkedIn. Jonathan Goodwin is the name. But yeah, if you're looking to streamline your reporting and get insights into your business, then please feel free to reach out. So.
Love that. And that's it. That's been Ask the Accountant Pitstop podcast here at Accountex 2026. Thank you so much for being our final
Thank you.
Pitstop podcast member thing. It's been really insightful. Get yourself over to the website. I think LinkedIn's probably the best place to find it.
Yeah, for sure. We'll have a conversation. You know, let's start with the conversation.
Let's start the conversation. Go over, get him on LinkedIn. Go through from there. If you want more content like this one, you're already in the right place. Make sure you like, subscribe, all that sort of stuff, and we'll see you in the next one. Oh, and don't forget, we've got Accountex covered. We've had Pitstop podcasts, grid walks, all that sort of stuff. So make sure you like, subscribe, click on the other content, and we'll see you in the next one. So goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me.
There we are.
Thanks very
Bye.
much.
Cheers.